There are a lot of cozy games that suck, but what about the ones that are actually good? I've compiled the list of cozy games that I have enjoyed from a few different genres that are included in cozy, because cozy isn't a genre, but there's a lot of games that are cozy. First, I guess we need to define what cozy is. While it's not officially its own genre, I think we have collectively created the cozy genre. So what makes a game cozy? The definition I like to use is a chill game that lets me relax, unwind, and maybe adds a little bit of that ooey gooey nostalgia, comfy coziness to my day. Those are all real words, probably. Obviously, this criteria is subjective, based on what relaxes you, but I think we all know the gist of the cozy genre. With that aside, here are my favorite cozy games that don't suck. But first, you didn't think you were getting away that easily. First, we need to cozy up with a good meal from today's sponsor, HelloFresh. America's #1 meal kit is ready to help you this holiday season. HelloFresh has got you covered. They can deliver delicious essentials so you can spend time actually enjoying the holidays for once. No rushing to the store the night before and fighting your way through aisles because you forgot something for dinner. HelloFresh has your back right at your door. And if your holidays are too hectic, HelloFresh has 15-minute meals that will save you a ton of time in the kitchen. You can get wholesome meals on the table faster than you can order takeout. You can literally make a meal quicker than a day in Stardew Valley. And those days fly by. Each week, HelloFresh offers over 45 weekly recipes for you to choose from. You'll always find something that you like. Not to mention the 100 items available for you in the HelloFresh market. Oh, God, I love everything in here. The ingredients travel from farm to your front door, so you know that everything is fresh. HelloFresh offers more than just dinners. They also have options for breakfasts, quick lunches, and snacks, all pre-portioned for you to easily cook your way to a delicious meal without spending any time deciding on what meal you have to cook that day. Let HelloFresh do the thinking for you. Sign up for HelloFresh now. Click the link in the description or use my code and get free breakfast for life. 1 breakfast item per box while your subscription is active. I want the free breakfast, what the heck? Now that we've satisfied our cravings, it's time to get back to the cozy. By the way, quick disclaimer, these games aren't in any specific order, just the order that my brain thought of them for this video. Also, I'm leaving out the big two, Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley, because those will just automatically beat out every cozy game that ever exists. It's not fair to compare these beasts to the games that were inspired by them. Now that that's out of the way, here are my favorite cozy games. The first non-sucky cozy game on the list, Chia. Chia is an action-adventure explory game where you try to save your dad from bad guys. Great synopsis, Koramora, good job. Should have just quoted the Wikipedia page instead. By the way, I did receive this game for free along with a cool ukulele, but I wasn't paid by the devs, so I can literally say whatever the heck I want, good or bad. But I really only have good things to say anyway, so I guess that doesn't really matter. While action-adventure games aren't typically considered cozy games, though I still think Breath of the Wild is pretty cozy until you meet Thunderblight Ganon, then it's just not cozy at all, Chia has a sense of cozy that can only really be felt instead of properly explained, but that's probably because I just suck at explaining things. The world is beautiful, the quests are fun, and there are a ton of mechanics that set Chia apart from other similar games, like soul jumping, where you can enter the body of animals and objects around the world to progress through the game and solve the puzzles. You can hop into a deer and just do deer things. Honestly, this game is worth it for this mechanic alone. My favorite part is the lack of a map. I know this sounds weird. Why would you be happy there isn't a map to help you? But personally, I find maps, especially mini-maps, super distracting. I spend more time looking at the mini-map instead of actually exploring the world around me. There is a bare-bones map that you can look at to give you a rough idea of the geography of the area that you're in, so you aren't completely on your own. But I do like that I have to explore the world instead of exploring the map. There is a little bit of combat in this game, but you're not using a sword or a gun. Instead, you have a slingshot, or whatever the world decides to give you that's, in your area, like these exploding canisters. There's also a cool ukulele rhythm game and a really nice sailing mechanic. Chia presents these features different from other games. Everything Chia brings to the table feels fresh and new, like this rock balancing minigame or totem crafting. They're so creative. And this game is freaking gorgeous. Look at that water. Perfection. If you care about story, Chia has a great one. I don't want to spoil it, but it did just win an award in the Games for Impact category. It's a beautiful game with a beautiful story. Highly recommend. Next on my list, Dinkum. I like to describe Dinkum as a Stardew Valley Minecraft in Australia. You show up to a deserted Aussie-inspired island, build up a town, and construct your house. There's wildlife, both nice and rude as heck, like these crocos or these wary moos that just want to ruin your day. As you progress, you gain access to more mechanics, like more shops, driving and flying vehicles, exploring the mine. Dinkum also supports multiplayer, and I gotta say, it's way better with friends. Like your typical Stardew-like game, there's crafting, farming, decoration, and villager questing to keep you invested, as well as everyone's favorite time waster, item collecting. There are different biomes to explore, animals to collect and feed, areas to beautifully decorate if your names are Kato or AJ. There's always something to do. Dinkum still gets updated too, which is amazing, especially for a game made by a single developer. This is a game I keep coming back to every once in a while to see the new items, mess with my friends, and pretend I can outrun a crocodile. It really hits the cozy of the Animal Crossing games. Definitely worth your time if you like the Animal Crossing Minecraft vibes. And if you like to decorate, go get some inspiration from AJ and Kato because they literally perform magic. Like, this game is made of squares and look what they've done. It's crazy. Next on my list, A Little to the Left. I've talked a lot about this game before, but I can't get enough of it. I feel like I've talked a lot about it, but it hasn't been enough about it. A Little to the Left is such a unique puzzle game that combines the satisfaction of organization and solving puzzles while having incredible sound effects. The puzzles are solvable, but challenging. Sometimes you sit there thinking you're the dumbest person in the world, and then all of a sudden something clicks and the puzzle basically solves itself. You get to clean up a mess in the process too, which in and of itself is satisfying. The game provides hours of playtime for a reasonable price, and they also have a few DLCs with more satisfying puzzles to solve. My favorite part of this game is the mischievous cat, inspired by the dev's real cat that can mess with your puzzles if you're not watchful, which adds a ton of cuteness to the game. Such a simple addition with such a huge impact. Even if puzzles aren't your usual vibe, try out A Little to the Left. You might be surprised. Or if you really like the satisfaction, I will give Unpacking a nice little honorary mention. It's an organization game that has a cute story. I don't know, go check that one out too. Another little game I couldn't get enough of, Littlewood. This game had me in a chokehold for about a month, as well as my entire team of mods. I didn't expect to be so invested in this game. Littlewood is more on the Stardew-esque side of the cozy game experience, but I wouldn't call it a farm sim. You're tasked with rebuilding a town after saving the world in some crazy battle that we don't see. But it's up to you to build the town by placing houses, collecting resources, and creating a whole little area. Each person who lives in your town has their own house and a specific set of requirements for what they want in their house, or their preferred location in your town, whether they want to be near water or near the balloon thing, I don't know. They're picky, they're real picky. Depending on what the character values, there are numerous different craftable objects that you have to unlock and craft for them, as well as world features that they require. While you get to decorate and form the town of your dreams, you also have to concentrate on what your people want, just like any good town ruler, creator person. Like Stardew, resources are collected through trips to different biomes like the mines or the woods. These are procedurally generated areas that change every time you go back, so it's always something new. As you progress, you'll craft new buildings. These are places like the coffee shop that gives you a free buff every day, a smelter to forge different ores that you find along your travels, and pastures to house animals, just to name a couple. I love Littlewood so much because it always feels like you're progressing. There are so many tasks constantly available to you, which could be overwhelming, but just pick one and go wild. The devs even included this fun trading card game that lets you fight your way to the top. Each skill in the game, including the trading card game, has levels. As you level up each ability, you'll receive rewards in your mailbox. Littlewood just piles on the satisfaction on top of satisfaction. It's hard to put it down once you pick it up. It's one of those like only one more day thing. Oh, also the days are like run by your energy and not by time, so you can literally sit here forever and the day will never end until you like do stuff. If you end up buying Littlewood, make room for a few dozen hours of free time because this game will destroy any productivity you think that you have. I went to go grab clips for this video and I had to actively stop myself from playing all night. It's a real problem. On the flip side, if you're looking for one of the quicker games, Coffee Talk is for you. This one is very lore heavy. It's a visual novel rather than your usual cozy sim game. But it does have a coffee making mini game that's pretty fun, albeit a little difficult. Sometimes it's really hard to make the latte art. You're the owner of a coffee shop, and as you play, characters hop into your shop, order coffee, and tell you about their life. If you're not one for reading dialogue, then this game's probably not for you. But if you want a captivating, shocking, cozy story, then dive right in. Or if you want to pretend like you're really good at creating latte art, there you go. You're tasked with correctly solving which type of drink each character wants to progress through the story. This is a fairly short game, especially if you get all the correct drinks the first time through. But it's a great experience, and honestly, after playing so many games that never end, a game that does have real story progression is a breath of fresh air. The final game on my list, Palia. I am part of the Palia Partner Program, which means I am sometimes given early access to new features, but I am not paid, and I can say whatever the heck I want. Again, it's only good things though, okay. I've been waiting for a life farm sim MMO for such a long time. Every time a new Animal Crossing comes out, I secretly hope it'll have some MMO-esque features, and it never does, but have no fear, Palia is here to solve all of our problems. This game is still in beta, but since open beta released, Palia has evolved into so much more than what it started out as. It's one of those Stardew type games. You can farm, romance villagers, do quests, explore, collect resources, craft, cook, climb, decorate your house. But you can do it all with your friends or random internet strangers. You're tasked with proving to the residents of Kilima that you're worthy of a life here while also solving the mystery of why humans showed up all of a sudden. As you complete quests, you progress your housing plot with new crafters and new furniture. The biomes of Palia are super fun to explore and interact with. The game has amazing cozy vibes from the design and decoration of the world to the music that plays throughout. Palia is still very much in development and gets updates every few weeks to keep the gameplay interesting. There's always something new to discover or a new minigame to keep you occupied and events that happen every so often. And did I mention it's free to play? You can't go wrong. And that's it. Those are my top cozy games at the moment. As more games are released, I'm sure I'll update this list at some point, but there are so many cozy games that came out this year that I haven't even had time to play them enough to decide if they're worthy of the list. Let me know what games you're looking forward to coming out. I always love adding them to my backlog that never gets played, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!